Okay. Hello, everybody. We are live. Hopefully you can hear me and see this okay. As a reference, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Where is it? There it is. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. So I have not touched this painting since last week. And as it sat and dried, it definitely darkened a little bit more. And so I'm not super happy with some of these flesh tones in here. And some of this got a little bit darker too. So we're just going to kind of go in and slowly tweak it. His head is just too big in general, like this way. So we're going to try to fix that. Just a bunch of different things. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'd love to know who's watching, so you can say something in the chat if you would like. This is me trying to get my white paint out of a really big container where the pump thing doesn't work. But there's lots of good paint in here, so, you know, can't let that go to waste. So definitely trying to use that. We need a lot of white. Okay, that's probably good. And then, let's see, I use quite a bit of pink here. And I'm kind of stingy with my paint. I don't like to waste paint, so here I am trying to just use little pea-size amounts of paint unless it accidentally spurts out, but there you go. Purple is kind of a go-to for me for faces. And ultramarine is the blue that I want to use. Yeah, there we go. The other one is a blue-green, which is not what we want. That's going to turn the skin green. So, and I might have a red. Because a red is sometimes, and I think I've been using this one, kind of a warmer red. Squeeze that out here. There we go. Alrighty here. So let's see. I think I was using this size brush, I believe. If you were here last time, you can tell me. Okay, let's see. What needs to be done and where should I start? So I definitely need to fix his head shape, and I honestly kind of want to start there because I can see where the problems are more clearly this time. So we're gonna give that a try here. Mix this darker background color. So I can bring in the side of his head. I should put this up here so I can see this better. There we go. Occasionally I'm going to have to lift this towards me, so it's going to look kind of warped for you guys, but hopefully that doesn't cause you to leave. Let's see here. And who knows if I'm going to bring this in too much. That looks better. Maybe came in a little too close in here. The joy of acrylic is you can, while it's wet, pretty much take off whatever you need to take off. Love it. Let's see here if I can fix that a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I went a little too crazy with that color. Okay, I think that's already better. This ear, I kind of like this ear, so we're going to leave that. Just kind of paint this in. And, you know, now that this has sat a whole week, we call it bone dry, which means, you know, the under layers aren't going to come up if I rub. It's completely dry. So that's a good thing for layering on top of it. Acrylic, even after it feels dry, it's not necessarily dry. So this is good. This is good. Now this background, I didn't actually paint this side over here, but it's basically sort of a cream color. I think it's more white than that, but let's try. It's saying my chat is not working. So if you guys are trying to communicate with me, I'm sorry if it's not working. Maybe it's more just my side. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. So I want to bring in this side of his head a little bit. It's like not much, but it's going to be enough to shape his head differently here. Okay, now this maybe needs to come out a little bit more. Okay, so okay. Okay, just gonna put some of that down in there. See what that looks like. Da, 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 da. A little bit of white. Sometimes you gotta sing a little tune when you paint. Sing a little tune. Oops. Oh, it looks like maybe I brought the arm a little bit far up there, but we'll see if that makes sense. Then the side of his head going this way is like light. So the what makes a really good portrait for drawing or painting is when you've got the lighting dramatically on one side, so you can see the features of the face really well. Then the background should, to make the face really pop off the page, the background should be opposite of the face. So for example, the light's coming from this side. So this side of his face is fairly bright. The background on that side is dark. This side is the opposite. The background's really light. The face is a little bit darker. So you've got these opposites happening. That's what makes this look really, really intense and more three-dimensional. And you have to find the right picture for such a thing, which can be tricky. And the photo I'm working from is not a square, so that's kind of interesting because the shape is a little different. Put a little bit of a warmer color back in there. Kind of nice. Oh, you know what I don't have out is my brown. I wonder if that is going to be beneficial to have out. It's not like it's crucial because brown is something that you can make by just mixing your like primaries together and stuff. So it's not like I need my brown to work. Okay, cool. Get a sip of water here. And it's interesting because I'm on the live stream here seeing the reverse image of what you reversed image. Hopefully you're seeing the right direction. I'm not sure. Reversed image of what I have in front of me, which means that I can kind of glance up and get a good idea of whether or not I'm on the right track. So that's really helpful. Okay, so now for face. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. I feel like the reds that are happening here are actually accurate, but it's the lights that aren't quite right. So hopefully I can't touch this side because it's going to be wet. So let's see if I can brighten this up a little bit here. Okay, it's going to be interesting because I need to make sure that I also have kind of a medium value at the same time. It's a little bit peachier like this. I need like a gradient of these types of things, colors here. Oh, might be too pink on that side. Peachy faced boy. I still want to have as much of a painterly approach as possible here, which is tricky. Okay, let's see if I can do the next lighter layer. It's very hard to do this next layer. Oh, and his cheek here shouldn't be quite so chubby. Yes, he's a chubby kid, but not this chubby. Okay, let's see. Oh, then the really light stuff. He has got quite the bald head, so he gets some nice reflections on that head there. Let's see. I think I have the top of his head shape right. It's hard to tell. I think so. It's weird how colors do really dry darker in acrylic. Like I want some of these to stay vibrant, but it darkens quite quickly. Because like this should be, oh, oops. That's the idea, but I don't want it that bright, that thick, so. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. More happy with that anyway. Let's see here. This is where I need to kind of bring in the sides here and there to darken or shape things a little better. Like down here. It's very hard to get the correct shape. I think, yeah, that needs to just come up a little bit. But then he's looking a little too pudgy, so this inside of his ear, I think is going to help if I bring that in a little bit. That might have helped. Okay, that looks better. Okay, then let's see here. We want. Ooh, my computer is going into the red on battery. I'm gonna have to grab my cord here quick in a moment. That was hard to stop. There. I think that fixed the face a little bit. There's something not right over here. I think it's at the side of his face. Ooh, we're getting some green here. I put blue in my color. No. Okay. It's rather a nice curve, and I kind of cut it out of there. Let's see if I can fix that. It's like too far out though. That's the and there's a little bit that comes down. We're going to come in here now, add a few brighter highlights. Because again, because it's drying darker. Oops, I gotta zoom back up in the picture. We have to make sure we include some of this brighter. Brighter highlights. There's definitely some reflected blue, purple down in here. Oop, got rid of my dark there. Kind of need that. Okay, maybe I'll have fun with some of the colors down below. I'm gonna go grab my computer charger though really fast. Okay, we have, sorry guys, I had to grab my computer cord really quick. And before I lost you, because that would be bad. Okay, let's see if I can plug this guy in. There we go. Okay, where was I? Come on, phone. There we go. Okay, so I was just about to, maybe, you know what's bothering me is the mouth. Maybe I do that quick first. It needs to be fixed here. Zooming up on the face a little bit. We're going to fix. And again, you know, coming back to this after a week, I hadn't touched it all week. You do see things a little clearer when you come back to it to work on it. And so I did quite a few fixes tonight so far, and I want to keep tweaking a few more things because this should line up with the pupil. Baby lips are so funny. So cute. His mouth is just too small in general, so I'm widening the inside shape It's not quite his smile though yet. This is very, very tricky. Oops. A little bit more pinkish red inside the mouth here. Oh, actually that helped quite a bit to do what I just did. To bring the corners down more this way. Yeah, that helped a lot actually. Oh gosh, okay, let's see. Sorry, I got really focused there because this is not easy detailing. Again, to capture a likeness. Ay, ay, ay. There's definitely more of his smile. Get the highlight on the tongue a little bit brighter. Okay. This eye over here needs to not be quite so squinty, as my husband had pointed out. And I thought, yeah, even though in the picture it's a little squintier than the other one, this is a little too much, I think. And again, the other thing with likeness is everything is sometimes just a subtle change, width, line, angle can completely change the face. So you have to be very careful when you change something. Because it can really impact the whole face. And it's like, well, I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to change how he looks here. There's a little highlight actually on this eye, which I think I'm going to add. It's not going to be bright, bright, bright white. Dull it down a bit. It's like right here on the eye. I think that's going to help bring that one to life without looking like dead. Eyes are really amazing. Amazing things, that's for sure. Okay, nostrils, another detailed part. Had to fix and tweak. Okay. I think it's looking definitely more like him. It's still, he looks a little too wide in the face, and I think that's going to need some more work. I don't really know which side. It's like both sides. Like I'm looking at the distance between the outside corner of his eye and the outside of his head, and it's just a little wide compared to the photo on both ends. So it means I'll have to bring in the background even more. Well, let's take a break from that part and do some of the color underneath it on the blanket. Take a water break real quick. Now all these colors that I put in his clothing are just slight reflections of what's happening on the surface that he's on. So I need other blue here. This is the blue-green. We're going to get this out because it's a slightly different blue. So let's see, we're going to add white. And it's extremely bright right in here. Boop. A little bit of blue. Oh, and since you guys are here, I put in the comments, which hopefully you can read. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, the chat box. But I have a live virtual Zoom painting party coming up December 11th and 12th. You can choose one of those dates, and we're going to paint this together. So if you're interested in learning how to paint a little cute festive holiday Christmas bicycle, there's other things that we can add to it if you want. You get to kind of pick and choose. All the details are at the link that I put in the description or the comments here of this chat. So otherwise you can also find it at fragilegloryimpressions.com. It's actually to see the details, I put it in my note cards section because it's a product. So scroll all the way to the bottom of note cards page and you should see this bicycle. And then you can click on that and see all the details to register for this. So it's $20 to just get the link for the class. And then if you have your own supplies, that's great. If not, you have a few options. You can either buy the supplies on Amazon or go to an arts and crafts supply store and buy what you need there. Or I can put together a kit for you and you can pick it up from my house. So local pickup of supplies. So there's lots of options, but it's gonna be really fun. So check that out here. I got an evening class on the 11th on the Friday And then the 12th is an afternoon class 1 to 3. So if you know someone that might be interested, you can also send the link to them as well. And again, I put the link in the chat here if you wanted to go directly to that. But again, it's fragilegloryimpressions.com/no-cards/Christmas bike virtual painting party. And you should be able to find it. Okay, back to what I was doing. We're going to mix this up here and come down in here, and we're going to put a lot of this dark bluish purple color. Because he's on this really colorful blanket that his grandma gave him, so that he loves, that we like. I guess, you know, he's kind of too young to have favorites yet. Even though it's blue, there's still lots of shadow colors happening in the blue. Some off blues and lots of things. This is what I like about copying of photos. You can just really see the colors, and I can kind of just copy what I see as I go. And then there's this orange one, or red, I can't tell, reddish orange square on the blanket that comes this way. And that pops up over here. I'm going to put down the base color here, and then we'll put in some of the highlights. And then this back one is kind of a pink purple. A pink purple. So we'll take this color. Let's start with just the pink. Just plop in that color back in here. Just like so. And got a little bit of purple in there as well. That's not very purple. There we go. Now it is in the background. I don't want to go too crazy. Let's see. Get rid of some of my purple on my brush and go for white, pink to add a little bit of highlight onto this. And then a little bit of, oops, that's not really the right color, but you get the idea, right? Again, it's not the focus, so we'll be okay. Just implying it. Let's put in a brighter blue down here. kind of blending the lines together a little bit more so it's not super, super obvious. Trying to make a good orange, and this is not. Oh, there we go. That's better. It's kind of an orange red anyway, so we want to. Oh, there we go. It's like it just needs to be more intense. Okay, cool. I think that's good. This back in here is a little too sharp and dark. I'm going to blend that a little bit. Get rid of some of that. Okay. Now, do you think looks like my connection is bad. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or see me, but letting that load. I will take a peanut butter pretzel break. These things are the bomb. I love these. And actually, it's interesting because when I was pregnant, we were buying these and I liked them, but I didn't love them. And then for some reason, when I was no longer pregnant, I was like, oh my gosh, these things are amazing. Usually that would be like the opposite, right? Pregnancy cravings. It was like a non-pregnancy craving. So these are really good. From Costco. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure which. That's really the only problem with this is that his face is too wide. And so if I can just fix that, easier said than done, then I can hopefully be able to see it a little clearer and be like, oh yeah, looks like Tobias. But let's see what we can do here. I just did this. That was my first thing tonight. When it goes past the eye, that's when it curves. So if I can curve it here, I think when I was bringing it in before, I brought it in more like that, and then it freaked me out because I was like, oh my gosh, it cut off way more than I was thinking. But I think that's what it has to do. So and his ear can kind of stick out, right? Right. Oh my. Oops. Got some light blue in that strip of paint there. Okay. I think that's better. And then I think the other thing that'll help is if I come down here and extend this just a little bit. So my husband and I are watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, like all the way through, and we're on the last season. And man, it is really good. Really good. Like, it's as good as the ratings, let's just say. So if you want a new show, that's a good one to try. It's on Netflix right now. Okay, I think that extended his cheek ever so slightly. So now what we're going to do is on the edge of that, we're going to put a little bit of a highlight. Probably getting a little tight here with my painting, but okay, did that fix the face at all? I think it did. So then let me just do the same thing to the other side here. I'm going to call it a night. So I'm going to come over to here and I'm going to bring in his head a little bit, which I did earlier. Oh man, it's a little creepy. Okay, and then let's see. This part of his cheek here comes out a little more. Oh no, is that right? A little too much. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Let's not put that in there. Okay, then what will have to happen is we need to move the dark inner part of his ear in a little bit. Again, this is stuff I did before, or not before, when I first got on live. But as I've done more, it's just evident that it needs to be more drastic. So. Oh, I think that was it. Yep. Love it when it works out like that. Oh, it's hard when you slip. I probably should use the other brush, but I don't want to get too tight. Okay. Outside rim. I'm going to bring that ear in a little bit because I moved the face in. have to move the outside background stuff into. It's a little bit of a bluish highlight off in this distance here, right about there. Put a little bit of that there, and then this background stuff's a little bit whiter, bluer. So let's try. Oops. Okay, I think that's working. The brighter there is actually probably better. Adding in a little bit of that same light blue elsewhere. But then I think we're going to call it good for now. I'm going to have to look at it again with fresh eyes tomorrow, kind of get an idea of what it's looking like here. But I think it's much better. His face looks leaner, much leaner. So I think that's what we needed. He was just looking a little fakey. And I'm going to come in here, put just a little bit of highlight in this blue section here. And that can kind of creep down into here a little bit. Maybe over here. All right. Well, what do you think, folks? Does it look like Mr. Tobias? Not sure if you can see that. But there you have it. I think I'm going to call it done. I'm going to sign it, I think. I'm not going to worry about details down below here, except that I really want to put that in there. Just to bring out some of those little highlighted spots. Okay. But I honestly really like it. The highlight in the eye looks better. That squinty eye looks better. I fixed some of the coloring, which I think works okay. A little bit there along the side of his face. But I think overall I've improved it, which was the goal. So again, I need to kind of look at it with fresh eyes. The key with portrait drawing is being able to come back to it multiple times with fresh eyes, a fresh mind. Otherwise, you can't see things that you need to tweak and change. So, yeah, I'm very happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys. This was fun. Maybe I'll do another portrait next week. We'll see if that's what I feel like doing or not. But again, if you're interested in the virtual painting party where we will paint this together, details are in the chat. I linked it. Otherwise, you can go to fragileblorimpressions.com/notecards/Christmas what did I call it? Christmas bike virtual live painting party. It's kind of long, but you can find it at my site in the blog section or in the card section. So take a look at that if you're interested in wanting to do some painting yourself. It's kind of a fun way to warm up to that and do a fun holiday thing with people in your household. So, but this is Tobias. Let's hold this up here so you can take a look at it up close. Again, keeping the sort of painterly style. I wanted the brushwork to show. I want you to be able to see brush strokes. It's one of my, it's not necessarily, it's not impressionistic really, but it's more expressionistic, I guess you would say, where you're making it look like something, but you're having fun with the brush strokes and colors and things, but not completely perfectly blending stuff like it would happen on a in a photograph. But as long as you can capture likeness, I mean, who cares what the brush strokes look like, right? So super fun. Let me sign it real quick. Since I have the colors out, let's see. Let's see if I can do this accurately. Go a little darker. This brush is perfect for this. Actually, it's really perfect for this. Where has this been all my life? I totally misspelled my name once, multiple times actually, signing a painting. When you slow down to have to do each letter meticulously, you know, that definitely happens. If you've ever decorated a cake and had to write happy birthday or something on it, it's that same idea. When you go really slow, your brain kind of goes a little faster than your hand sometimes. It's like missed the I or the B or something. I've signed my name this way for years, and I started it when I did my first colored pencil piece. And then I've signed my work like that ever since. And I think the teacher at the time was telling me you need to decide how to sign your work and sign all your pieces that way. And I think it just scared me into thinking, oh, I got to do it everything this way. I shouldn't say scared. It just made me think, oh yeah, if I do this, I need to do it on all my paintings, but which is fine. It's very readable name. It's all capitals. It's nothing fancy though, but Lange W. I went from a long name to a long name. Last name. Woohoo. W. I. S. C. H. I'm going to put the darn year on here too. The worst and best year of our lives. For me, anyway. Birth of my son, first child. And bought a new house. I hope you guys are thinking about, I like to reflect on the year, no matter how bad it was. Reflect on the things that happened that were good in a year. And then also make people call them New Year's resolutions, or you don't have to call it New Year's resolutions, but there's my name. I'm curious to see if you guys see that in reverse, because for me, it's not in reverse. So, and I'm still trying to figure out how this stuff works. So if you are still there and want to tell me if that's backwards to you, let me know. But there you have it, a portrait. So if you have suggestions about what I should do next week for a portrait, I'm kind of having fun with this concept. It could be fun or something else. I like suggestions, so you can throw those at me as well. But I'll probably call it a night. And I will see you guys next week, right here, same time. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week and a great weekend and a great Thanksgiving, which will be next week. So, yep. All right. Bye.